second presentation. We know it's Robey Street, and we have folks here representing that project. Matt, are you doing it, or is
Yes,
Kendra
I'll do the presentation today.
Okay, so and you do you need access to screen sharing? Do you have that already?
Let me see. I can share. Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so you're on.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Share. Okay, do you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, let me make sure this is centered. Is that big on the screen? Can you see it? Or is it
It's a little small.
a little small? Let me see. Give me 1 second, I'm sorry. View. Okay, let me do this. Is that a little better?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Let me know if you can't see anything. I can't figure out how to do it full screen on Zoom, but we'll go through it, and then if you have any questions, I can go back. So this is 5759 Robey Street. First of all, my name is Matt Mueller of Hugh Architecture. My office is at 53H Harvard Street in Dorchester. I'm representing the developer tonight. This is a project we presented very similar a few years back. At that time, when we presented it before, we were trying to go through zoning and get zoning relief. At this time, the owner has bought some land, and so this project is actually being built by right. And what we're doing tonight is we're just presenting this for design feedback. This area is in an area called a neighborhood design review district. So we're just looking to get design feedback and go from there. But this is a by right project. You all know where this is, I'm sure, but this is just an overview showing this is the Robey Street where the owner has a few developments. And then this is the site right here next to one of his previous developments. This is the current condition of the site. Actually, these pictures were probably taken a couple years ago, so I assume it's similar. As you can see, it's a duplex. So these are 2 housing units side by side. We will have 2 parking spaces in the rear. Previously, the land kind of cut like this, but the owner bought this piece of land to make the size of the lot allowable for 2 units of development. You can see here our zoning chart. We meet all the requirements for a by right development. This is the floor plan. These are very almost identical to the 3 townhouse units that are directly across the street, except these units have basements for mechanical space. The first floor is a dining, living, and kitchen area with a half bath and mechanical space. And second floor, 2 bedrooms, full bath, and closet and laundry space. We have washer dryer in each unit. And then the top floor is a master bedroom with walk-in closet and primary bathroom, which primary bedroom with primary bathroom and a walk-in closet. As I said, the elevations are almost identical to what's across the street. So those have already been, previously approved by the neighborhood and BPDA. So, obviously we're open to feedback if there's any design changes that people would like to comment on, but they are going to be very similar to what's already been built there. And this is just a 3-dimensional rendering that we photoshopped into the lot to give you an idea of scale and perspective. It'll be similar to the height of the adjacent buildings, 3 stories. And that's your driveway to the rear. And then that's just a standalone 3-dimensional perspective. So that's my presentation. It's quite short. Obviously, welcome to feedback and comments at this time. So if anybody has any questions or comments, happy to hear.
Thanks, Matt. Do people have questions, comments? I'm gonna try to see and watch for the hands to go up. Um, I have one question, Matt, because I know that, I've seen other presentations for this particular parcel. But who did they buy the property from?
There
Is
is
that,
I think it's a construction company in the rear.
uh-huh,
Let me see.
okay.
So this lot has been redeveloped. I think
Oh,
I can't remember the name of the company, but they basically bought it from that lot.
okay, okay. Thank you. Do people have other questions for
I
Matt?
think
Go
last
ahead, Jose.
time, hi, this is Jose Barros. I live near 54 East Cottage Street. I think last time that there was a presentation, there wasn't enough time, the space to build what they were proposing.
Mhm.
They were trying to buy some piece of land from the person that lives next to on the left, where the fence, the white picket fence is. I don't think they bought it. So if you go towards Dudley, where there is an empty space there, so I don't think there is enough space to build. And also, you mentioned you building as a right is not, because originally they were proposing 19 units, and then when we say 19 with the community demand to affordable units, because they were building 19 units, they subdivided. They built, I think, 8 or 10 first, and then they came back and built the second one. And we still continue to ask for affordability. The original they were supposed to build, and they decide to build a 3-family, and we said no to it. They stopped the presentation, so they never built it. That's why I think they sold it to you or to the new developer. But
No.
there are probably some things that we don't know that you didn't say. The building, the back doesn't own anything there. It's all part of the same developer on Robey Street.
No, okay. So there's a lot of information there. The first thing I'll say is I know this is the same owner. This is not a new owner as before. So he never sold it. It's the same owner.
Okay.
I know there's a relationship with this group and him that goes back a long way. And I haven't always been around for all that. Tonight I'm just presenting this project. That's my goal. I can't rehash or comment on on past discussions that were had. But what I do know is, according to the city, this is a by right project. There was land purchased from this lot behind him to give enough land to make this a by right project. So that is true. There was land added. He went to the state and added that land by right to his property. So it is a by right project. And tonight is about design review. It's not so much about whether or not this is because this doesn't have to go through zoning. This only has to go through neighborhood design review. We've already submitted it to ISD. They reviewed it, and if this was have to go through zoning, they would give us a letter called a refusal letter that says we have to go through zoning to get this certain relief, but we didn't get that letter. We got a request for more information, which was that this needs to go to BPDA, which is the city's design review board. And the first step of that is just to present it to community and get design feedback. So that's the step we're trying to achieve tonight.
So
Okay.
did you say that they bought a piece where, in the back?
In the back, yes.
But the issue was on the side though, not in the back.
Well, the issue was there was no issues with setback ever. The issue was there was not enough land. If you look here, what's required is 4,000 square feet for 2 units. So I think previously they didn't have that and they bought enough land. Now they have 4,100 square feet, which allows for the 2 units by right. So previously there was no issue with setbacks. It was only about FAR, if I'm not mistaken. But again, as I said, I don't think that's really up for debate. This has been reviewed by the city. This has been shown, the city agrees that this is a by right project. We're now doing design review and not zoning board review.
Kayla, you wanna
Yeah,
speak?
definitely. Hi, thank you so much. So like obviously, there's a reason why, Matt, you were sent and not the owner. And so like obviously this is a community process, so I get that you're here to present the design and nothing else, but because you claim it's as of right. But I was wondering, Marcus, and I don't know who else is on the call. Renee, I think I see you there. Just given our history with Rocco and his inability to be honest and truthful in this whole process, it would be really great if we can verify with the city that this is now as of right and that this process is only for us to look at the architect, the design. If that is the case, honestly, I don't care about his design. They're all the same crappy thing. I don't really care about it. If he did get the right space to build it and it is now as of right, there's nothing else we can do. As a person who lives across the street, I will recuse myself from the conversation, but I really don't, Matt, there's a lot of history and I don't trust, and we really need to see the documents from the city showing that there's no longer a need for zoning. It's now as of right, and this is an architect. This is a design only process. And I would rather have it not come from you, whether we can call Christine O'Keefe and get that from her. Matt, we're fully aware of the process. We know how this all works. We know what BPDA is. We know we know the full process. So this is a very seasoned group of residents that are here. So you're not speaking to people that are not new to this process. Just as an FYI. That's all I have to say.
I understand. So I understand all that. Again, it's hard as the architect to come in, and I know there's a lot of history, and I know Rocco wanted to be here tonight. Honestly, the reason he's not here is because he thought it was going to be an in-person meeting. He's not scared or frightened to talk to you guys, and I'm sure if you wanted him, he would talk to you. You can call him up anytime. He doesn't know how to get on Zoom, and that's the truth. I sent him the Zoom link, told him it was on Zoom. It's not in person, and he said he honestly said he needs a son or somebody else to help him do that, which I don't think was available tonight. So that's honestly the reason he's not here. If you want to call him and talk to him, I'm sure you can. Just let me know. I'll tell him to reach out to you if you want me to. I did pull up, I don't know if you can see my screen. This is an RFI letter I got from the city. So if this was I know you guys are savvy. I don't know how much you understand the technical lingo of the city, but if this was a zoning rejection, this would be called a rejection letter, a zoning rejection letter. This is just a more information request letter. So what they're telling us here is add a few things to the floor plans because I didn't show carbon monoxide detectors. They're showing for updated building information from the GC, and then they're showing city review from Boston Planning Agency. And environmental sanitation. So that's just showing, we would have our rodent traps and whatnot, and then BPDA obviously is design review. If it required zoning relief, it would say zoning board of appeals is required review. So I mean that's the letter. I'm happy to send this to you if you want to look at it yourself. If you call the city and ask about it, I'm sure they would tell you the same thing. I don't know. Is there anything else I can answer about that? I think to me that's pretty clear. And I sympathize with the history of this project, and I'm I don't know what to say. I'm just presenting it as it is right now.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
think
don't
Matt. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't think you don't have to say anything. We totally understand that you're new to this process, and it's pretty clear why Rocco's not here tonight, regardless of what he told you. He doesn't do well in these meetings, specifically with us. So, but we respect you, and we respect what you're presenting. I still think, Marcus, if we can check in with Christine O'Keefe at the city, just to confirm everything here, just given the history with Rocco, it would
Yep.
be great. Just if we can do our due diligence.
Absolutely. So yeah, Matt, if you can forward that to Renee, and then you know, that would be great.
No problem.
Renee, you should probably call her yourself, just given the history. This is, I mean, I think the fact that you even said that he doesn't know how to use Zoom. I know people who were like during COVID, if you don't know how to do Zoom, I don't know how you survived. But please, Renee, just call directly, because once it's confirmed, honestly, like Kayla just said, there's, you know, the design is what the design is. It's exactly the other stuff, but we just want to do our due diligence, and that's very important.
Yeah. So, Matt, thank you. I think you sent me the letter,
I did, yeah.
information, so I have it in our file. I can share with the group. Also, I invited Alexa Pinar, I think is her name. I put her contact information on the chat. I think she has been the point person from the city who has been working on this project. I think she's from BPDA.
She's from BPDA, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if she'll be able to confirm. Maybe ISD would be the person to talk to if you
Yeah.
want to confirm. But,
And I can reach out to Chris O'Keefe. One of the questions I have is, in most of these project, developer comes to SDC, Sustainable Development Committee, and also they do a butters meeting. So have you guys done the butters meeting already, or are you planning to do that in the upcoming weeks?
well, again, this is a little bit different. That you would, yes, you're right. That would be what we would need to do for a zoning relief meeting. And this is not exactly the same thing. I've only done a couple of neighborhood design review processes, so I'm not super familiar. That's why I asked Alexa from BPDA to join us tonight, so that BPDA could kind of guide us and make sure we check their boxes. In the past, I've only done with like the most relevant community group. I haven't had to do a butters meetings for just design review. So I don't know if that's going to be required. We can check with Alexa. I'm happy to do that. If it is required, of course, we'll do it. If not, you know, it's up to the developer. If he wants to have another meeting, and BPDA, you know, it's up to them. If they want to get more feedback, you know, we'll do whatever the process requires.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't see any other hands up or questions or comments, so thank you, Matt, for presenting. We're gonna wrap this up, and again, now we're unless there's any final announcements that people want to share with the whole group, we're gonna ask the presenting teams to step off the call, and the next phase of this meeting is for residents to share their comments and give feedback to what they heard or saw.
Okay, thank you all. I appreciate the
Just
time.
one more, just one more
Oh, yeah.
question, Matt. It has any bathroom on the first floor?
Yes, half bath.
Oh, half bath, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want to see the plan, or are you okay?
Right.
Sorry, you broke up.
That was a concern, but it's fine then.
Okay.
Take your word.
If anybody has any questions, you know, obviously about anything, especially design related, feel free to Renee, you can share my email if you want. I have no problem anybody reaching out for questions.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you all. Good to see you.
Sure. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.